A kind of interesting one. It's not super common, but my friend used it the other day, which made me think of it. This expression is 3 words, and maybe it might have hyphen, possibly. Cloak and dagger. So, cloak and dagger. Mm-hmm. Words like frugal and lavish, that's completely normal and common. This one is a little less common. You know, I don't hear this expression every day or even every week. You know, but my friend used it the other day and I liked it. So, do you know what a cloak is? Cloak, cloaking device to cloak. Originally, a cloak is something that's kind of almost like a cape or something that hides you. Like the magician might use some type of cloak, kind of like cape, a long loose coat. Okay, so that is a cloak. If you see the magician, they are maybe wearing a cloak. And dagger, do you know what a dagger is? No? Dagger is a very small knife or small sword. Do you know the Hobbit?
Yeah.
He had the dagger because he's a very small guy. Not a big sword. He has the dagger. And dagger is also an expression that can be used in another way, but don't worry about that. So cloak and dagger, or maybe cloak and dagger. You can see it written with the dash or the hyphen, whatever you want to call it. It means something is involving secrecy and plotting. So secrecy, like secret, something is done in secret, and plotting means like kind of behind the scenes, hidden planning. If you and me are plotting against her, maybe she is the queen, okay? But we don't like her, and you want to be the queen, so I'm going to help you. I am your servant or whatever. So we are plotting against her. We are making some secret plan to harm you and to defeat you. We are plotting against you. So if there is something that involves secrecy and or plotting, they will sometimes use this term, cloak and dagger. It says the origin here is from 17th century Spanish theater, which means cloak and dagger was worn by a dishonest character in the play. So that's the origin. So it's when someone is behaving in a very secret way, and sometimes when it's not even necessary. You don't need to be like that. So a couple example sentences to maybe help you understand. This says a great deal of cloak and dagger stuff goes on in politics. So in the politics, they are saying there's a lot of secret stuff and plotting stuff. They say a lot of cloak and dagger activity was involved in the appointment of the director. So, you know, he got that job because he was, who knows, bribing or giving some favor or something. So in one sentence, it is attached to the word stuff. In the other sentence, it is attached to the word activity. So you can say that is a cloak and dagger thing, a cloak and dagger activity, a cloak and dagger stuff. This other example sentence, is all this cloak and dagger stuff necessary? Saying, don't be secret, don't be plotting against us, you don't need to do that. One more example sentence. She was released from prison in a cloak and dagger operation yesterday. So maybe, for example, Park Geun-hye, they want to release her from prison, but they know if it's public, people will get very angry, so they do something very secretly, and it's not public, so still people think she's in prison or something like that. The example, my friend used it yesterday because we play this game. It's kind of hard to explain. Have you ever heard of fantasy sports? Particularly fantasy football? American style football is very popular in America. It's a game you can play with your friends. Sometimes in the office place, they will have a fantasy football league where you play against your friends. Probably there is some type of prize. When I play with my friends, usually it's 10 or 12 of us, and we usually put in $50 or $100, and at the end, the winner or the top two can take that money. And it's involving, it's really hard to explain. You have a thing called a draft where you select the player. So if I think, for example, fantasy football is the most popular one. The most famous player, his name is Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is going to do really well this year, and he is going to be very successful, and his performance and his statistics, touchdown pass, touchdown catch, whatever, I think he will do very well this year, so I select him. So he is on my team, no one else can have him. And so then the next guy picks Andrew Luck, and the next guy picks Drew Brees. I'm just naming names that you have no idea who it is, but it's not important. And you go around, and then maybe I have 15 players on my team, he has 15 players on his team, and every week, like maybe I am matched up against Steve, and James is matched up against John. And whoever's players perform better get more points, and I beat you. And so then whoever is the winner, just whoever's players perform the best. You're trying to predict not which team, but which player will do well. So I actually do a fantasy baseball with my friend, and he was trying to lie to us, and he was trying to trick us because he wanted us to get the bad player, and he wanted to get the good player. So my friend would say, don't trust Kenny and his cloak and dagger antics, I think is what he called it. Antics means activity, antics. It's hard to describe antics. A-N-T-I-C, his antics. Don't trust his cloak and dagger antics. Foolish, outrageous, or amusing behavior. His antics. His behavior. Funny, silly behavior. So he called it cloak and dagger antics because he is just trying to be secret and trying to cheat us. So that is cloak and dagger. I went into that quite a bit, but it's kind of a funny one. A similar expression. It sounds kind of related. What is it? Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. You know smoke, right? And you know mirrors. The mirror. You know mirror? M-I-R-R-O-R.
Yeah, mirror.
Mirror. You know mirror? Yeah. You look into the mirror. So that one is very similar expression. Maybe when the magician performs some trick, it is involving the smoke and mirror to trick you, to fool you. So they say the same type of thing. If some type of smoke and mirror, that was just smoke and mirrors, meaning that is not real, he is trying to lie or cheat you. So that is a very similar expression. Both of them, they're not expressions that you're going to hear every day, but a lot of times you might see that in the writing. It's a way to make something sound nice, kind of fun expression to mix it up and not every ordinary words. Okay. Table topic was supposed to be Jihei. She's not here. I will make table topic. Okay. Very strange table topic. Would you rather be cremated or buried?
What does that mean?
Do you understand?